We just crossed back into Canada at Beaver Creek on the Alaska Highway. After a short walk along the edge of the Kluane National Park, we found what might be one of the best wild camping spots of our entire trip. From here we can see the whole mountain range of Kluane stretching across the horizon. The Yukon makes moments like this almost effortless. It's one of the most beautiful places we've ever traveled through, raw, untouched, and endlessly fascinating. The Yukon has a way of making you feel small in the best possible way. It's a territory larger than many countries, yet home to only about 40,000 people, most of them living in Whitehorse. Once you leave town, you're in a world where wilderness still wins. Kluane itself holds Canada's highest peak and some of the biggest ice fields outside the poles, and you can sense that scale even from the roadside. The Yukon is a place that stays with you long after you've left. We are Evelyn and Ferenc. Follow us on our adventures as we share our overland trips from all around the world.
So today we're gonna do a 10 kilometers long hike to the King's Throne in the Kluane National Park. The trail is gonna be difficult, they say. It's quite steep because we have to climb up on the mountain. It's supposed to be really beautiful up there. So we're gonna have a gorgeous scenery around us with lakes and glaciers. We are just preparing now some water and foods and the hiking pose. So it's gonna be really interesting. We did it!
We did it. We've done finally a hard-ish hike.
Yeah, I think we hiked about 2 hours so far.
Yeah, about 2 hours,
Yeah.
constantly going up.
It was really steep the whole way up here, and I freaked out many times actually on the way up here. But
And you will freak out on the way down even more, I think.
I think so.
She's got fear of heights. But so we plan to go to the seat of the throne. The hike is actually called the King's Throne. We made it above the seat,
Yeah.
quite a bit actually, but the top is covered in clouds. We didn't plan to go there anyway, but
Yeah.
we've done a bit more than what we planned, so
Yeah.
I'm happy. Let's make it down safe now.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I'm carrying the bear spray with me because we are still in the Yukon. Just slept right there, very close to the Alaska Highway. You might even hear it just among the trees next to the road. We had a huge sleep. We had a 10-hour sleep because we had intense days the last few weeks. We thought we're gonna come back from Alaska and go through Whitehorse, do some grocery shopping, some errands, and then maybe check our emails and stuff at the library, and then just carry on south because we are very much behind schedule if we have any schedule. There's a lot of distance to cover. If we want to make it back home until the end of next year, then we really should be further south than the Yukon by now. And there is the Yukon River. So it's really spectacular. Look at that wilderness and all the forests and everything. Wow. First of all, we spent a brilliant evening just north of, or right next to Whitehorse on the hill on the Grey Mountain. It was a really beautiful evening with lots of travelers, also locals, some Hungarians who live in the Yukon, have been living here for 20 years, and also Mike, who was 12 when he immigrated to Canada with his parents. And it was just a really nice evening. Also met travelers again who also started in Halifax a couple of weeks after we did. So it was just a really nice evening, but the most special thing was that we've seen the Northern Lights first time in our lives. It was incredible. Like we've seen pictures and obviously videos about it, but never live and never in person, and it was incredible. Hope to see it again, although if we carry on driving south, that's not going to happen. Not on this trip. It's a really nice evening. So there is Switzerland, Hungary and Germany represented here right now. We had some burgers, we're having some beers, great conversation and fantastic. Just next to Whitehorse in the Yukon. Absolutely brilliant. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and we just got up after a massive sleep because we were quite exhausted. You don't need to feel sorry for us, but travel can be tiring, and the van is a mess as usual. Like, this is the reality, how the van looks like every morning, and just clothes and towels lying around and dirty dishes that we have to sort out, and just stuff. This is all our stuff everywhere, so it's not gonna be neat and tidy all the time. That's an exception. And there is Evelyn, who's probably still sleeping.
Yeah, good morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and we had a very long sleep. It feels so good because we were so tired in the last couple of days. Let's wake up, get out of the bed, but before we do that we have to make our bed.
Because that's our table as well. So this is the bed now, usually, or if you've seen other videos, this is where we eat or work or whatever. So that's our actual table. And now you're going to see the conversion. It's going to be a nice breakfast. We had a really long sleep because we were exhausted. So really looking forward to a nice, slow, heavy breakfast. Usually we have oatmeal. Today is different. As I said, we don't do this every morning. We usually have just a quick oatmeal done in 10 minutes and then hit the road or some trail or whatever. But this morning we're taking it easy. It's a nice, beautiful forest in the Yukon. Weather is perfect, no wind, no mosquitoes for some reason. Maybe because I just said this, they're gonna come out. And then, just because we also know Zebi and Mihi from Halifax, who are from Germany, traveling with a beautiful Land Rover Defender, and they are working at a tour company in the Yukon, right in the middle of the forest, next to a river. I think it's called the Yukon River. And the tour company is organizing hikes and trekking and canoeing and kayaking tours around the area, and we just went there to spend the day with them at this lodge. It's a beautiful place. Also spent probably the last sort of day together with Caro and Sven, We've spent weeks traveling with them in Canada since the Dempster Highway. Basically we met in Halifax, and then the next time we met it was in Tuktoyaktuk at the Arctic Ocean, and then we just kept traveling together for weeks. It was absolutely fantastic. But because they're staying in Canada for the winter, because they're working, we're probably not gonna meet again. But we said goodbyes like 5 times, and we just kept meeting up again and again because our travel plans just matched. So that was absolutely fantastic. But sadly, we have to carry on a different route and different schedule.
We're nearly there, getting to the cabins where Mihi and Zabi works. Last little doggies.
We've done a little walk in the forest, just shared some stories, had a great meal together, some beers. It was a fantastic evening. It was so nice. And then the next day we've put a floaty together that they can use on the lake, or rather fixed it a little bit. And it was just such a nice place to be. And then following that day, because we met Rennie the day before, they invited us to their place to have some lunch, some traditional Hungarian soup, the goulash. That was really delicious. So if you're watching this, thank you. After which we went up to the trails of the fish lake, and finally again, I mean we've done it a few times already on this trip, but finally this was pretty tough, like really tough off-roading trails. Had to use low range four-wheel drive, and most of all, I mean the Iveco has done it easily, I would say. Like it wasn't struggling at all. It was slow, obviously the weight and the whole body was, you know, moving a lot because of the weight, because of the roof rack. I guess we have a lot of weight high up, but in terms of capabilities it wasn't a problem at all. We hit the tow hook a couple of times on some higher rocks, but that was all fine. I was mostly worried about the tires. because the wear on the tires is significant by now. We've done almost 20,000 kilometers, and it's partly my fault that I actually set the tire pressures wrong when we were driving through Canada, and it was too high, so I wasn't paying attention. I don't know, I just made a mistake, and then now the tires are really worn, so at some point we have to replace them.
I cannot remember the name of the trail, but it's just west of Whitehorse. It's pretty gnarly. It's like sharp rocks, it's very steep, and we have to use low range, or at least first gear when it goes in, and it does now, and four-wheel drive, of course, and we air down to 40 psi, which is much lower than what we usually use, obviously, on the roads. And we're driving with the Cherokee, and obviously much lighter, a lot easier for them. I just hope the tires will hold up, to be honest.
But that's the reason why, because we lost the thread, most of the thread already on mud tires. And it's not the best choice for this trip, to be honest. The mud tires that we have, the Toyo Open Country mud tires, I think we should have gone for an all-terrain tires. For some, either Toyo or the BF Goodrich KO2s. Anyway, so that was I was mostly worried about on those trails and the Fish Lake. We had a great evening. It was cold a little bit, but then the clouds were moving back and forth. It was beautiful. It was really nice. But then we had a lot of fun on the trails the next day as well, on the first day as well as the second day. All in all, that's why we were really exhausted. A lot of things happened. So we just got here last night, literally at like 7 or 8 o'clock, and we were in bed by 8:30. I was asleep before 9 o'clock, and we got up at 9 in the morning. So we had a very slow morning still, cooked some nice breakfast, and now we're ready to move on to Carcross and then further south.